I've received the question a couple of times around like, why does this hurt so bad? Like, why do I care so much? He treats me so bad, but I see him with someone else already, and it makes me feel angry. It makes me feel hurt and depressed because I want our family back. I want him back. Why do I feel this way? Like, he doesn't want it and he just moved on like it was nothing, and here I am just still feeling this and internalizing. Like, help me, Yosha. Okay, I got you. First things first, the reason why you feel that way is because you genuinely loved with your heart. You genuinely cared about that person. So when you genuinely care about somebody, you genuinely love someone, it's not always going to be easy to just get over them. You're not going to be the person that's going to run up under someone else just because y'all did not work out. I don't care how many times the media tells you to be a savage. We are not all built that way. Some of us are. Some of us are not. And those of us that are not, when you really love somebody, you love them hard, and you try to do everything that you can to make sure that it works out. Whether you are engaged, boyfriend and girlfriend, or married, like, that's how you approach relationships. So the reason why you care is because you are still healing from that hurt. But the reason that he is appearing to be happy with this new girl is because it's a new girl. It's a new girl. They don't have any history together. She doesn't understand the type of person that he is yet. He doesn't have a revealing of who he is yet, to where she is not going to question him or ask questions about what he is bringing to the table or what he's not doing. You and him have history together. You and him have history together. Whether you've dealt with cheating, dealt with back and forth, breaking up, getting back together, it's hard to work through those sort of things. Relationships that last take work. Especially if there's cheating, especially if there's like drama with the family. These things are not easy to bounce back from. It is easier to get someone new and move on, because the real work is in fixing problems after they've been made and gaining somebody's trust back. Like, my ex was always cheating. We broke up, we would get back together. I would date other people when we were not together, but when I was with him, I was with him. I did not cheat on him. I did not have a side nigga. I didn't have any sort of extra stuff going on the side. He, however, always had side females. And every time that we ended up breaking up, or I ended up breaking up with him, it would be because a girl would be in my damn inbox telling me about how she and him was talking, or he would just be a sloppy ass cheater. Like, for example, I remember when I was in college, we were dating, and I think we might have been engaged at the time, or we might have been back together after breaking off the engagement and getting back together. And I remember he spent the weekend with me in my apartment at my school, and you know, I dropped him back off, and then 2 days later, I believe it was like a Tuesday, I happened to be on Facebook, and this girl tagged him in a post on Facebook, and she just had like her little hand on her hip with her booty poking out, and she tagged him like calling him bae. And I ended up putting two and two together, and I'm like, oh, so you was literally just at my apartment. So I reached out to her and I asked, and she was like, yeah, we talk, we're dating or whatever. So he ended up getting in her ear and making it seem like I'm the crazy ex, and I said, oh, okay, you can have him. Period. You don't even gotta worry about it. Just don't call me no more. And I just like tagged this guy on Facebook, and I was like, thank you for letting me know that, you know, you got another girlfriend and you don't gotta worry about me talking to you no more, because period. Like, I was smart enough to know I didn't want to share a guy, but not smart enough to keep forgiving and giving chances back then. Like, I never really been into polygamy. I don't judge people that do that. Like, that's their choice, but that's never been me. I've always been a girl that's like, either we gonna be together or we're not. After getting played by somebody in college and also getting played with him, I even offered him the friends with benefits situation, but he was so selfish that he was like, no, I want to work on a relationship with you. I don't want you to do friends with benefits. And that's the thing, he didn't want me to do friends with benefits, but he was cool with him doing friends with benefits and having threesomes and passing STDs around and just doing his own thug thizzle. But he wanted me to be committed to him while I was in college and not sleep with nobody else but him. because that's the selfishness of it. So I say that to say it wasn't that he really cared about that girl. He was just doing it to stroke his own ego. He was just doing it because he could. He wanted to prove to himself that he could. Sometimes guys will be jealous of their girlfriends, and in that case he was jealous of the fact that, you know, she's a beautiful girl, she done went off to college, I don't know what she's doing. He's literally told me this in conversations in hindsight, and this is not to shade him. Him and I are not in a negative place now, but I'm just being real on what was at that time, right? He did not want me to move on because I was bettering my life, and I think he felt like I wasn't taking him with me, even though I chose to continue to be in a relationship with him. I didn't care about that stuff because I was young and he was my first, and I just wanted to make it work with him. But I say that to say he did it not because he loved those other girls, but because he wanted to prove to himself that he could do it. Also, there were certain things that Joche wasn't doing, period. I might have been a fool in love, but I wasn't a fool about my money or my education. There's certain things that I would do for somebody in a relationship, but like after you crossed me one time, it's like, okay, I'm pulling back from you. So even in getting back with him, there was a wall up between me and him. It was a version of me that didn't feel comfortable posting him on social media after a while. But at first, all over my social media, all over my YouTube channel, all over stuff. But after people coming to me as a woman and me finding little stuff, I was like, well shoot, I ain't finna put this guy on my social media to be embarrassed anymore. And then we get back together and it's like, okay, you have to earn my trust. But he was working to earn my trust, but realizing he didn't have me in the same way that he had me before, when I was naive and I didn't know any better and I didn't have the hurt from the things that he did. So the reason why you go after those new women is because those new women don't know that you cheat. Those new women don't know that you lie. Those new women don't know that you are using them for their money. So when you butter them up with the compliments and give them the bomb D, they like, oh, okay, yeah, like this my boo right here. You need $50? Here you go, baby. Like my ex was a finesser, is a finesser. He probably still finessing y'all. I don't know, I'm being his business like that because I'm married now. But the point is, that man is with that new girl because it's easy. It don't mean he love her. It don't mean it's gonna last. A lot of the relationships that he hopped in to prove a point to me did not last. And the funny part is the story I was telling y'all earlier, where I found out about the girl after he had literally just spent the night with me at my apartment at the school. A week later, this man calls me from jail, y'all. He calls me from jail because guess whose number he knows by heart? Mine. He don't even know his new girlfriend number by heart. I said, what you calling me for? Call your new girlfriend. Man, I'm just calling to check on you, man. I'm in jail, da 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 da. Had to do a whole year. And I was just like, no, you don't gotta call me. We're not together. Remember, that's your girlfriend, the one you was on Facebook with. Karma. Karma is going to come to that ass. You don't have to worry about what he's doing. I recommend that you block him. I recommend that you process that pain and you remember how crappy you feel right now, and don't give another chance, because that's where I messed up. I should have left him where I found him when we broke up that time in college. I would have never had his baby. I would have never gotten my feelings hurt. I would have never even gotten the STD. Yes, this man gave me an STD after I had his baby because he was still cheating. After making all them promises, after being in and out of jail, it was just stupid. But at the time, I loved him. At the time, I felt like, you know what, this is growing pains, because that's the toxicity that we were fed when we watched Baby Boy on BET. Jody loved Yvette, he just couldn't stop cheating. No, that's toxic ass behavior. And if you can get through the growing pains of heartbreak right now, it will get easier with time. Now, some of these men watch these YouTube videos from me and they're like, you're encouraging broken homes. You're encouraging broken families. No, I'm encouraging knowing your worth. I'm encouraging learning from your mistakes. I'm encouraging true healing. There is nothing good about a two-parent household with a depressed mom and a toxic father that won't show up for their kids, period. I'm not encouraging any woman to stay in a relationship where she's not valued. I don't care if that man is her husband, her baby daddy, or anybody. It's not important to stay with somebody just because y'all had kids together if it's not a healthy environment. A healthy co-parenting situation is still a wonderful situation for those kids, and that's what really matters at the end of the day. So I share this with you guys because I want you to understand, hurting because you're healing is better than hurting because you're staying in a situation that doesn't serve you anymore. And it will not get better just because you wait it out. I waited that out for like 7 years, and it was stupid. It got stupider every time. It started with a little rumor at the schoolhouse, and then it was cheating while we're engaged, and then it was cheating after we got engaged and got back together. Then it was some embarrassing stuff on Facebook. Then it was him cheating while I was pregnant. Yeah, pregnant with his baby. And I've shared everybody, oh, I'm pregnant, we're having a baby. And then here go a woman coming to me as a damn woman on Instagram. He's been saying he loves me for 3 months. I should have just knew then, leave it alone. But no, what do? Forgive him after he cheated on me while I was pregnant, just for him to continue to cheat after my son is born. Not to mention all the jail time back and forth in between. It was just foolishness. And I'm here to tell you, like, it's gonna hurt while you heal. You might have to cry yourself to sleep if you really felt that deeply for that man. I will never ever forget the day that I finally decided that enough was enough. I decided that enough was enough. He was sitting there laughing, sending my phone calls to voicemail, just laughing in my face. And then that day, as I was crying, I decided, you know what? This is the last time. He don't care right now, but he's gonna care. And he always did. He always tried to come back. It was so funny. Like, when I was engaged, he thought we were gonna just come back like we used to. And I'm like, no, like, I'm over that. When I decided enough was enough, I meant it. When he came back trying to flirt and stuff with me, I was like, nah, but you could come get this baby if you want. I ended up putting him on child support because he wasn't helping me. And he got mad and he was like, well, I ain't gonna talk to you no more. You got to talk to my mom. Okay, cool. I didn't hear from none of them anymore. And then I didn't speak to him for like 2 years. He gave me an STD. I found out about it after I decided to be done. The selfish part about it was that he was still sleeping with other people while he was sleeping with me. Instead of just being real and saying like, Yosha, I don't want to be in a committed relationship. I like you. I like having sex with you, but I can't fully commit to you because I'm young. Because I've been in jail so many times, I can't handle just feeling like I'm trapped in a relationship with you. Maybe we can revisit this later. I would have respected that a lot more, but that's not what happened. Like, he literally would lie. He never showed accountability while we were together. Never showed accountability for anything that he did. And it literally took me leaving him the hell alone for him to realize where he fucked up and to stop making excuses for it. And we finally got to a place that was a little better. It's not anywhere perfect by any means, but I say all this to say, sometimes it takes them really losing you and losing the version of you that would have had their back for them to realize, damn, that was a good woman. And my baby daddy has told me several times, you are a good woman. I was a childish person and I shouldn't have did the things that I did to you because I was being childish. And I received that and I accept that apology, but it's too late. You know what I mean? And it is not in a place where he's like, he wanted to get back together, but it's too late for me to care in the manner that it would have meant when I was hurting back then. It took me a while, but honestly, within about 2 months or so of really just being firm and leaving it alone, I started to feel better. I started to focus on myself. I started working out. I lost some weight. I started doing my YouTube channel again, which I love, and I've been back ever since. I started a new job. I ended up meeting my husband and he became my friend first. And I started setting boundaries with men when I was dating them. Like, before meeting my husband, there were a couple guys that tried talking to me because I was fine, you know, losing weight, still looked good post-baby. And like, if you were on that BS that guys used to be on in college, I had learned from my mistakes and I knew what I wanted, so I wasn't settling just to have somebody anymore. I did all that selling to have somebody for so long that I'm not doing it again. I knew in my mind. And so by the time my husband came across, I just let him know, like, I'm not really trying to rush into sex. I don't mind, you know, being friends. And he was okay with being my friend, and that's what made me like him. It was like, by the time I was ready to let my guard down and really like him, like, he was still okay with not doing anything. And by then, I'm like trying to take the panties off. Like, I like you, come on, we can do it now. So I say all that to say, like, it's not easy. You know, staying in a situation that sucks is not easy. Staying in a situation and being alone is not easy, especially if you're a codependent person or a person that's really never been single. But if you are a single mother, I encourage you to enjoy being that single mother until you are a whole person again, before you get yourself out there again. It will prevent you getting your feelings hurt by new people. It'll prevent you having another pregnancy before you're married, if that's what you desire for your life. If you don't desire marriage, then it'll prevent you from having another pregnancy before you're ready again to be a mother again. You know, and it's just, it's better for you overall. There's nothing easy about healing, and that's just the truth of the matter. Unfortunately, it's hard. That's the hard choice, is to choose to heal. But if anything, I would have told myself, after that first incident in the college setting, I would have said, you know, block this man. When I was really ready to move on, and I made that decision the day I was crying, like, okay, this is it. He don't care, why should I care? I'm not happy anyway, right? I blocked him. And that was a great step for me, because it prevented me from checking on him and seeing him on social media acting like he didn't have a kid and looking happy while I'm sitting here depressed. And it prevented him from getting access to me, because all those years, he was still my friend on social media. Now, I never talked to him while I was in another relationship, because I'm not a cheater. I've never cheated on any boyfriend. But he could tell when I was single. He could tell where I was going, what I was doing. He was watching me. Even when we were in disagreement, like when I was pregnant, he'll be commenting my pictures. I miss you. Oh, you look good. Da, 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 da. Nah, you don't get access to me anymore. You can have my phone number because we have a baby, and that's it. You don't need to be on my social media. You don't need to be watching what I'm doing. We don't need to be Facebook friends. Your grandma is blocked. Your mama is blocked. I'm not y'all friend. We're just here to co-parent for this baby, and that's it. And that really helped me with my healing. It really did. Because the thing is, social media will have you feeling like you're supposed to be entitled to somebody in their life. And you're really not. Like, being my friend on Facebook or any social media does not mean you really know me. But the way that you are connected with somebody is really by talking to them in person or on the phone. So, like, my whole point of view was, like, if y'all want to be there for Josiah, then y'all can be there for Josiah, because y'all have my number. We can meet up. We know where we see. I know where y'all stay. We can find each other if we need to. That's the way I view that. What if we need to be friends on social media for? We're not in a relationship. We're not friends. We're not friends. We are not friends. Say it with me. Your baby daddy is not your friend. When y'all break up, he's not your friend. He's not your best friend. He is your son or daughter's father, and y'all are only connected for the kid because y'all have decided to separate. So stop sleeping with him. Stop keeping him in your social media circles. Have each other's phone numbers and discuss the child. That's it. If you focus on the child, everything else will fall into place. If you focus on truly healing, everything else will fall into place. So I hope y'all enjoyed this talk. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, share your experiences, request more topics below. I love you. You deserve to be happy. I just want to remind you, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to heal. It's hard, but nothing about this is going to prevent you from where you're supposed to be, unless you prevent it, because you're stopping your growth by staying somewhere where you don't need to stay. Okay? All right. Bye, y'all.